Sorry, I didn't recycle my gallery and I've run out of space. Anyway, quite substantial gifts my dad would bring, and this one time I'll never forget, I got a big painting framed. It was a print, and it was of a girl with a straight fringe and long hair. Now, under her graceful arms was her little brother, and her other arm was on the pages of a book. Now, do you know where I'm going? It was exact the same as the mural behind Gemini Man, but just altered. It was an eclectic copy, as in this man who did this painting, which was now a print, was inspired by some original painting, which is also on the wall behind Gemini Man. I took a photo in the theatre because I recognised it. It was a gift my dad gave me for my bedroom wall, and I always had it in my room, and the title of it was Story Time. The title was Story Time. So the Lord Jesus meant it when he said, I'm going to tell you a bedtime story. Expect him to visit you in your sleep. Now, it's no accident or mistake that there were pillows instead of the pages of a book, but you can picture them being easily interchangeable. So now we're going back to when I was 17 at art school, and there was this resident artist called Alan Pearson. Well, I'd left home, but I went home to Mum and went into a spare room, and for some reason I looked on the wall at the painting because she still had it, and it was in her spare room, and it was the same exact artist, Alan Pearson. Now, that was after I was just walking around art school, and he walked up to me, and I loved his art. He approached me and he said this, "Oh my Lord, I love your eyes." I mean, what 17-year-old girl wouldn't be flattered? And I was amorized by him because he was a great artist. "Can I do your portrait?" He was a portrait artist. I pictured myself like Mona Lisa. So I remember going up to his studio, and he was a no-show. You know that's what they're like. They pick you up with their claws. They're like vultures, crows or whatever, with their claws, and then they drop you, and they pick you up and they drop you, and they keep doing that. It's like hitting someone's head against a bathroom sink, which is what happened to my daughter's father, and why he was a violent abuser of women physically. So everyone has their story. Remember, the Lord said. So the story I am sharing is this. A man finds 3 of his children murdered by their mother, and outside he says, "Is this really happening?" And I will tell you, I have testified it is. I've heard it many times since September 17th. The background of the family was perfection. Absolutely nothing you could tell or identify was wrong with this family. A little bit like Ted Bundy. Yeah, Ted Bundy. Because he told the world what made him do it, and it's in a book. And his quote is given by his girlfriend at the time when he was caught in prison. He had one phone call, he rang her up and he said, "You know what? I'm not a psychopath. There's nothing wrong with me. It was the force that made me do it." So they are doubling down. You better listen to the bedtime story that the Lord's going to bring, because this is a true story. Now, watch the colour of the eyes. It's that blue. Okay, it's up and down. The Lord is showing us that blue. We need to be aware of false rapture events, the fiery serpent, and all the colours. Watch out for purple, watch out for red skies, the anvil cloud. But this is the colour the Lord has my crown. Why is my crown that colour? These are the things we need to find out. It's another chapter in the bedtime story. Are you listening? Because Jesus wants to tell you one. He wants to be there for you, especially for me. I experience the Lord on my bed because that's where I rest. You may have other places. Just find your place. It's your bathroom. It's your beautiful room. Do not let fear come in your door, because Jesus has a bedtime story that will give you a good night's sleep and you can go home. Do you understand? Listen.
This isn't a dream. This is really happening.
The stories were true. Stop! Stop!
Notice they're bugs. Click can explain that one.